Oh, hi everyone. So today I thought we could actually look at how Facebook works and we could do a bit of a deep dive. I'm going to focus mostly on the psychological mechanisms behind Facebook and also the censorship, because the censorship on Facebook is quite interesting and it's quite nuanced. And I think understanding this will help you make better Facebook posts in the future, and it will just give you some insight. And this is based on my observations, so I'm kind of using a behaviorist model here. I can't see the code that Facebook uses, I don't think anyone can, but what I can do is I can see what the code produces. In the same way you can't really tell what an animal is thinking, you can only really tell what an animal is doing. Now, anyway, how does Facebook work? Well, Facebook is an operant conditioning machine. A lot of games are operant conditioning machines as well, so this isn't something that's unique to Facebook. Basically, an operant conditioning machine is a learning process, so we learn, whereby deliberate behaviors are reinforced through consequences. So on Facebook, for example, the way that people are rewarded is a particular post will get a lot of attention. Facebook will basically promote that post and share it with a lot of people, and that will give us a big reward, basically. So Facebook can, like a dog, give us little rewards when it wants to if we post the right things, for example. If the dog, so going back to if the dog then gets better at sitting and staying in order to receive the treat, then this is an example of operant conditioning. So in the case of a dog, when it does something you want, you give it a reward. In the case of a human, when it does something you want, you again reward it with attention. Attention is the currency on the internet generally. It's definitely the currency on Facebook. Attention often triggers a dopamine rush. Now, I won't go into too much detail here, but basically dopamine is connected to the reward centers of the brain, and they say in psychology any behavior that is rewarded is repeated. So you give someone a reward and they'll do the same thing again. So hypothetically, let's say on Facebook you post a really cute picture of a cat doing something cute. The algorithm thinks, I like this content. This content looks like it could do well, so what it does, it shows it to lots of people. You therefore get a lot of interest, and a lot of people will kind of comment and say, we love this content, or whatever. They'll give you a lot of attention. This will kind of reinforce that this is the kind of content you should be posting. If you post something that's like problematic, for example, you do not get the same amount of attention. In fact, Facebook will decide we do not want to share this content. It might show it to 1 or 2 people, but that is it. That's all you'll get, 1 or 2 views, and if nobody comments or likes, then it'll just ignore it, basically. Okay, there are also 4 levels of censorship. Let's take a breath. That's quite a lot to go over. So, I've got some examples here of the 4 kinds of censorship. You may wonder what this is in the background. Well, it says, well, you can read it for yourself. This is the first form of censorship. The big dumb AI will basically scan everything you type, and the big dumb AI will decide whether or not that looks problematic or not. This will include anything like bad political opinions. If you mention certain people, I know there's a certain person you are not allowed to mention on Facebook or on YouTube, and if I typed in this person's name, that would be a big red flag. And there's also names of individuals and companies and organizations, and basically there's a list. I've seen the list. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people and organizations on the list. Some you might expect to be there, others you wouldn't really expect to be there. Anyway, the big dumb censor will look at this, what I posted here, and it will say this is potentially offensive. And even though this is clearly a joke, also, even though I have not posted this, Facebook still kind of recognizes this as a problem. Doesn't actually tell me. Everything you type into Facebook, probably Google too, will be remembered even if you do not click post or submit. In fact, these are the types of posts which tell people what you really think. So these are the kinds that Facebook are really interested in. So even if you even if you type something out, then don't post it, Facebook kind of knows, even if nobody else does. So this gives Facebook a lot of power. And I'm singling out Facebook here because it's the platform I know the best. So let's move on to the second form of censorship, automatically hiding problematic content. And there's also a sentiment AI in here. So here is a page I manage. This is actually my page, and I've seen a post here. If I click here, I can click hide comment. Now the comment has been hidden and nobody can see it. And a lot of posts on corporate pages, for example, will be automatically hidden and they will have to be kind of approved. Now the clever thing is, you don't know, the user who posted the comment, you don't know that the comment has been hidden. As far as you know, you have posted it, it's gone on the website, it's there. But Facebook has hidden it and it's probably never going to see the light of day. Nobody sees this comment. So I would say probably 25% of all the comments you make on Facebook are never seen by another human being again. So this is the second level of censorship. Now let's look at the third level, and this is ranking. Now ranking is extremely clever. Here's a post, a random post I found by CNN. I've never clicked it before, but it's talking about some, potentially heated content. So let's click on comment, for example. See what it does. Very, very clever. Stage 1. It says, do you want to write a comment? So I could write my comment and post it without seeing anyone else's comment. Very, very, very clever. If I want to see other people's content, other people's comments, I will have to click view comments. Now, what do I see? I see the comments that Facebook wants me to see. Okay, these are generally comments which are really popular. These are comments that Facebook think people are interested in. The AI that runs this has got millions, perhaps billions of examples of popular comments, and it basically selects the kind of comments Facebook want you to see and also the kind of comments which are very popular. So this one, for example, I could click on replies and see people have replied to this. This is really good at boosting engagement. Clearly, this is a good post. I haven't even read it, but Facebook decided this is the good post. Now, if I want to see the newest comments, I can click most relevant and go newest. And you have to do this every time. You can't set this to the default. So now these are the newest comments, and as you can see, they're a lot less popular, and generally speaking, they're not as great as the ones that Facebook has selected for you. There's also all comments, so even with newest comments, it's not going to show you every single comment. And again, if I click view more comments, especially on the mobile version of the app, there's a little delay, and what a lot of researchers found is if there is a delay in loading something, people won't bother looking at it. If it takes more than, say, half a second, then people will just skip over it. So by putting little tiny delays into the machine, they can kind of control what people are going to be interested in. Very, very, very clever. And don't forget, all the comments have already been hidden that are too problematic. It's already gone through the first levels of the censor. And the last level of censorship is user censorship. So I could, for example, say, I don't like this comment. I can either hide this comment from myself. Let's say I'm going to hide this. this will teach the algorithm, but perhaps there's something in here which should be hidden. And this will get downranked basically in the algorithm's brain, or I can click give feedback or report this comment. So for example, if it goes under one of these categories, the most common category used is actually spam. So if I said this is spam, then the machine will basically remove the comment. I'm going to unhide this comment for now. But anyway, those are the 4 levels of censorship, or I should say curation, because what Facebook does, it kind of chooses the content that it wants you to see. So it isn't really a platform for sharing with your mates or whatever. It's like a newspaper. It's curated content. Whether that's curated for choosing the most popular comment, or whether it's curated for some kind of political end goal, it's nearly 90% of the time curated for what's going to be popular. So I'm not saying there's necessarily anything bad or pernicious about this. That's just how it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. There is a load more stuff I could talk about on Facebook, because I'm really interested in the system, and I could also talk about other social media sites as well. If you guys are interested, let me know, and I will definitely arrange a video like that at some stage. And yeah, please like and subscribe, etc. I will speak to you guys soon.